the plan was to emancipate me and give up their rights because I was just getting them in so much trouble and I was just rebelling so hard because I wanted to be free.
Which one is the most profitable? Back to that question.
Fix and flip.
Fix and flip. Okay.
And so here's the thing: whichever one, the one that's the most has been the most profitable is the one that I lean the most into.
The struggle is glorified.
Yeah.
Just to kind of go on a different avenue. How do you feel about that? How do you feel?
Here we go.
Money, making crap for money.
What's up, guys? This is Brianna Moore, your host of the Conversations Unearthed podcast, where y'all come for me, but you stay for the guests. Today, y'all, we got a guest today. Not just any guest. We got Mr. Eric Hunter. Give you a little bit of applause. Eric is a powerhouse in the real estate game, specializing in wholesaling, fixing flips, and rental properties. But beyond just building his own portfolio, he's also passionate about helping others succeed. Through his coaching and consulting, he's been guiding aspiring investors to navigate the real estate world with confidence. Let's dive into his journey, how he got started, and the lessons he's learned. Thank you, Mr. Hunter, for being here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me. For real, Brianna. This is amazing. I love what y'all doing, and thanks for that nice intro.
Yes, sir. Look, man, I think that when I have people on here that do real estate, it gets me very excited.
Yeah. Because
that's how I kind of was able to, quote unquote, retire myself.
Okay.
It's more of a sabbatical.
Okay.
But I was able to take off work for an extended amount of time to focus on things that I actually wanted to do. So
Word.
I want to get into it. We gonna get into the real estate because of course this is a financial podcast, but who is Eric? Who are you? Where you come from? We got a good following on social media. You got clients, you got the properties. You come in here, you're handsome, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Looking refreshed. Look like you drink your water, just came from the gym.
Yeah.
Who is Eric?
Eric, yeah. So I'm a guy from Richmond, Virginia. I'm 38 years old, so
okay.
I'm seasoned.
Okay.
But I'm from Southside area, and grew up humble beginnings.
Okay.
Didn't really have much expectations of me to be where I am today. It wasn't like I came from money or somebody that or a family where it was like I have to live up to a certain standard, but somehow, some way, the love that I did grow up with helped me to become somebody that really cares about the community, somebody that really cares about his family, cares about his people, and cares about himself, and trust God. So, I'm a guy that's just really trying to change the narrative, set the standard for what men should be in the world today, and set an example for my kids. And I have 4 children, but that's who I am. I'm just a guy that just listens to God and just tries to. I don't try to do it. I just listen to God as closely as I can and just do the work.
Man, that's what's up. Especially you said you come from humble beginnings. Was it a 2-parent household?
Yeah, it was a 2-parent household.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Richmond?
Yeah, in Richmond, Southside area, Jefferson Davis Highway area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. 4 kids. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. Okay.
I wish I was though.
Okay. You did say you was are you dating?
To all the ladies out there, if it's a wife out there, with my wife, if you out there, come get me. Come get me, baby.
Come get him. Come get him. He got a lot going for himself. So I want to ask too, is there a college education somewhere in there?
Is there a college? No.
No. Okay. Self-taught.
Yes, all self-taught, like really, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but I was on federal probation and they would get a job or go to school, and I didn't want to get a job so bad that I went to J. Sargent Reynolds for 2 semesters, but that was the only time I attended college. I got good grades in school, but I just got into the wrong crowds, got popular in the wrong crowds, and just kind of grew up too fast.
Okay, I got you. Do you think it was, because I always have this argument about nature versus nurture, because it's like you can grow up in an environment and have the best things in the world given to you silver spoon, but if you get into the wrong crowd, then your life can be flipped. So I know you said you were in the wrong crowd. Was home life at home, was that okay for you, or did you feel like you needed to go outside and find love and comfort and care?
For the most part, like my mom is like probably the sweetest person I ever known,
Right.
even to this day. She's like, she doesn't do anything illegal or anything. She's strictly about a book, and she's very loving. So I will say that in my household, my mom, she gave me a great childhood, and
Okay.
a lot of family members loved on me and stuff that that really made the difference with me, because I was surrounded by, like, the environment was, not positive. It wasn't
Okay.
conducive to like growth.
Okay.
But yeah, so a lot of my other family members, were into the wrong things, and I kind of that's a lot of all that I seen. So the influences from the neighborhood and the environment were too powerful for my precious mom. You see what I'm saying? That she was trying to save me. She was redirecting me, sending me to different schools, and every stop, the environment was still pretty aggressive.
I understand. And is this something that you like talk about openly?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Because it seemed like you real comfortable. Like you just like,
Yeah.
this is what I've been through, but this is where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. I do. I try to, just be more open about my story and my upbringing, because if there's anybody out there that can relate, that was where I was, I would love to help them, because I know that I didn't believe what I believe today before, making that transition. I didn't believe it.
I got you.
Yeah.
And I hear you talk about God too.
Yeah.
And you said that you worked out today. Is there a mental health person in your life that's kind of helping you navigate through all of these emotions and things as well?
Yeah, well, I'm not in therapy at the moment. I have taken therapy before, because just like I know for sure in the Black community, like if somebody says something about therapy, it's like, ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? So I found that therapy was different than what I thought it was.
Okay.
It was like just somebody to talk to or whatever the case was. And I wanted to advocate it, because I feel like a lot of people overreact and they do things out of emotion and then they regret it. And I feel like if they could talk it out or release it or bounce it off somebody else, it might not make that much sense for them to go do what they did to kind of ruin their life. So,
Okay.
I was down with that. But no, I have a strong team around me. I have like loved ones and, really close friends and things like that really encourage me. And, that's really been the pillar in my life to kind of, along with just practicing, like just doing the things to increase my mindset, increase and build up my muscle toward, the journey of life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's been like helpful.
Yeah, and I love my platform because it is a financial podcast, but like we bring people on here who are actually doing it, like boots on the ground. Because you can be a professor in a classroom and have never done the thing that you're teaching. So I also want to say, like, it really doesn't matter where you came from. If you have a mindset to kind of like get out of it, then you can. So we will go back to your past in a minute, but I kind of want to get into the present.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know what that first deal was like.
Word.
What was the first deal?
Yeah, the first deal. And you got to understand, I didn't even believe that it would work because I started doing something called wholesaling.
Okay.
And wholesaling is strictly like, hey, I want to buy your house, and you say yes to a price, and we draw up a contract to do that. And then I just go to somebody else and say, hey, I got a house that you can buy for $5 more than what you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you do a contract with them, and then you take it to an attorney or something, and then you get the spread in between, and he gets the house and they get the money.
So you never really have to put any money up in order to wholesale. Yeah,
you don't have to put any money up to wholesale. So that was the first thing, you know what I'm saying? That was how the first deal went. Or like that's just like the backstory of like me doing it. I'm like, I'm 25 years old. I have a 6-year-old son. He's going to the first grade, and I'm thinking about, hey man, when you go to first grade, you might have career day, and I'm selling drugs. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to teach you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And we in the car one day, and he tells me we can get to all that, but basically the first deal was like 2 years went by. I had found out about this real estate thing. I wanted to change my life for my kids and just for myself and my friends. Like, nobody knew what to do. So I just endured through it. And it took me 2 years to make some money. But my uncle, rest in peace, we were at Luxfield in Churchill, and he walked up to me and he was like, hey nephew, I've been trying to get your number, man. But I'm glad I finally caught up with you. I got a friend that has a property, and I told him don't sell it to nobody but you. You still doing real estate? Because, like, I was so obsessed with it during those 2 years, that was all I was talking about. I had never made no money, but I was just talking about it because I was, like, trying to get out of it. You know, I was stopped doing what I was doing, and I was just focusing on that, working, like, dead-end jobs. And he walked up to me, and he said that, and then he introduced me to this friend. And I went by their house, and they were all in there playing cards. And, you know, I met them. And then I came back, and I looked at the property. And sure enough, like, they didn't even go talk to anybody else.
Wow.
We just worked the number out. I got it under contract. And then I had, like, people that I had met in the business because I had been practicing for 2 years. I've been actively doing it, but I hadn't run across a deal because I didn't even know what I was doing. And I didn't really have any mentorship. So I kind of was failing forward. And that's when my uncle came and I met them and I got it under contract. And then my friend that I knew, he bought it right from me for $25,000. Well, I got it for $40,000. He bought it from me for $65,000.
Wow.
And I made $25,000 right on the spot.
So 2 years of studying.
And practicing. Yeah, like failing, like going out, talking to people, getting their house under contract, and then people are like, yo, that's too high. We don't want that house. You know, just doing that over and over and over and just like, man, does this even work? And then one day I was just like hanging out with my dad. We were just chilling, and then he just walked up to me and just gave me that.
Wow. Okay. So 25,000 was the first deal. Spent 2 years, and I'm assuming this 2 years is after you got out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I got out of jail, and then I did like some probation time. I had to do some house arrest, and then I did some probation time, and then I started selling drugs again.
Okay.
And then I was just moving around the city, just doing same thing, and then I ended up meeting my second kid's mom, and she ended up getting pregnant, and it was with twins.
Oh.
So it was like, dang, like what I'm gonna do? Like that's when life really hit me.
Yeah.
And so I had picked up my other son that day, and then that's how it all just started because I was just like, you know, I got to do something.
That's when the career day.
Yeah, exactly.
Came in.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I had some time there when I came home from jail where I still did the same stuff, and then that's when the career day thing happened, and it was like a light bulb went off, and I just switched it up.
Okay. And it seems like some people who do get out of jail and are kind of put back into the world, it's hard to find jobs.
Yeah.
Is that a reason why you went back to selling drugs, or you just didn't want to get a job?
Yeah, I didn't want to get a job. I didn't believe in that.
I got you.
I didn't believe in anything but what I knew, which was selling drugs.
Hustling,
You know what I'm saying? Hustling or whatever. Like, still trying to work some jobs to be inconspicuous or just kind of have a leg in being legit. But it's not hard for me to find a job at all. I never believed in that. It's hard to find a job because it was never hard for me to find a job. It was just that people weren't applying themselves. I feel like people don't apply themselves to things.
Okay.
And then a narrative develops that it's hard to do something. And if you go into something with a mindset like it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard.
So have you ever had a job?
I've had probably like 60 jobs.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I never worked a job. I only worked like 1 or 2 jobs longer than 90 days.
Okay.
So yeah, I've worked plenty of jobs though.
Okay. So you've been a W-2 employee before and just didn't.
Yes.
It just wasn't for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when you got in trouble, was that because of selling drugs? Just because I'm kind of going back to childhood now, where you were in with the wrong crowd, you got popular with the wrong crowd, and obviously you're a leader because not anybody can be popular, whether the right crowd or wrong crowd. Yeah. And was that something that catapulted you into the drug game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, one day my older cousin, he was living with us from he was staying over in Highland Park area, and he had got into some problems where like people were like probably gonna hurt him. So he came over and lived with us, and then he started working overnight, and then so he took my jacket one night and he wore it to work, and then I woke up, he was asleep, and then I woke up and went to school with my jacket on. And then when I got to school, you know, I was like smelling weed when I got in the classroom. I didn't smoke weed or anything. I didn't even know what it smelled like too much. And then I kind of did, but not really. And then I just kind of thought maybe to check my pockets, and it was like 2 big bags of weed in my pocket.
Oh, Lord.
And I was in class. And so that's when, you know, I called him panicking, and he was just like, you know, shut up, man. You gonna be all right. Don't say anything. You know, just like, shut up, punk. You know, you'll be all right. Yeah. He's like, go put your coat in your locker and just wait till you get out of school. And then I did that, and then like two classes went by, but I was just like, am I gonna get in trouble? And then once I finally calmed down and realized that nobody knew and that I was gonna get in trouble, that's when I had a bright idea. I see people that used to buy weed in the bathrooms, and so I was just like,
oh, wow.
Okay, I got all this weed, let me go, yo, how much y'all paying for that? And then they was like, I'll give you more. And then that's when I started selling drugs, essentially. And then after I sold that, I found the drawer where he was hiding it, and then I was stealing it. And then and I was wearing his clothes too. So like he's got like all these expensive clothes. So it's like I'm selling drugs and I'm looking nice.
The look, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not, God bless me to not be like a butt ugly person. So it's like, all right, we like this kid. And so like now, like, the captain of the 12th grade cheerleading squad is my girlfriend. So now she's coming to pick me up for school.
What grade were you in at this time?
I'm in the 10th grade.
Okay. All right,
like, this is like the beginning of the year.
Okay. You
know, and then so she's coming to pick me up now. I'm not catching a bus. So now she's coming to pick me up. I'm hanging with older kids. And then they're like, hey, yo, you know, they ain't seniors. So they like, you know, we skip over here. You know, I mean, well, I get out at 12, so we be over here at his house. You want to come? And then it's like, of course, my girlfriend's leaving, so I just got popular in the wrong. I just kind of grew up too fast and ended up getting like, you know, just falling behind, getting put out or whatever. Very intelligent though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like how that happened.
Well, it seemed like you weren't. It seemed like when you say you were popular with the wrong crowd, I thought it meant like with the people in the neighborhood who were selling drugs and doing all that stuff. But it seemed like you were popular in high school.
Yeah, I was always popular in every school that I went to, but my mom and my dad were pretty strict on me in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So like in Summer Hill over in like Ruffin Road area, you know, that's a pretty bad area, and like my friends were like the bullies of the school over there.
Okay.
But my mom and dad would make me come home when the street lights come on. You see what I'm saying? Or I would get a whipping.
So you feel like you were living kind of like a double life?
Yeah, so kind of that's where the rubber met the road in high school is because like also my dad, he's from like, you know, poverty.
Okay.
So like all my cousins and stuff, they live in the projects or they live in like the real bad areas. And so every weekend I'm going over their house. My dad's dropping me off. Summertime, I'm getting dropped off 2-3 weeks, and I'm in the fire zone. You see what I'm saying? And I'm learning all of this. You know, it's freedom.
Yeah.
100% freedom to do whatever you want to do. And the drug dealers are messing with my cousins, so they sit on our porch. So all the people are coming to buy drugs from our porch. So when they leave, we selling drugs.
Okay.
You know, so it was a combination of things.
So did your parents realize that you weren't wearing your clothes
at school, or
like when you were wearing, like you said, you were wearing your cousin clothes?
Yeah. No, they didn't. I mean, they ain't realize. No, because we shared a room.
I got you.
So like I said, he's from Highland Park. So like he's from the hood. Yeah. Like I'm from Cullenwood. Cullenwood is a neighborhood that was new constructionally built in 1980s, and then we moved over there from like Town and Country, San Susie area. That's where I moved from to Cullenwood, and all of my parents are from like different sides of town. But Jefferson Davis, that particular subdivision is surrounded by poverty. Okay, like that's the worst area in Richmond for the most part. Like, you know, that area. So where I'm going to school, and if I leave out of this neighborhood, I'm in the, you know, I'm in the same thing that my cousins are in on the other side of town. So it's like when I go to school, I'm in this. My friends around here are in this. And then when I go with my dad, I'm a junior, so I used to be with my dad every day in these areas. So like I'm embraced, you know what I mean? So it's like it's fuel. It's just it's too powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I now in high school I pop up in school with 2 big bags of weed, and now the image is formed. And so now when I go back over there with my cousin, I'm seeing that they're selling drugs, and now I'm just expiring. I mean, they're driving cars. It's just, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just what captivated me. It took me over.
Okay. So this started in 10th grade.
Yeah.
And when was it that you went to jail?
So
how did that even happen?
Yeah. So 10th grade, my dad found out that I was skipping school, with my girlfriend, and doing things, and I got straight F's.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Me and him got to fighting.
Oh Lord.
The plan was to emancipate me and give up their rights because I was just getting them in so much trouble, and I was just rebelling so hard because I wanted to be free. You know, I'm going over to my cousin's house. It's autonomous freedom. All of my friends are free. I'm making money now. I got a girlfriend. She's grown. I want to be free, and so I'm bucking.
Yeah.
And then my dad, he in an attempt to save my life, he argued with me, and he kind of shoved me, and I like brushed up against him. He was like, "Oh, you hit me." But I didn't hit him. But he called the cops and got me locked up. And they set me down for like 2 weeks, and then they wouldn't let me come home until my parents said it was cool. But that was the first time that I ever got locked up. And, you know, that was an attempt to save me. And then I kind of got on the right track, finished school, and then, you know, I was free.
Did you see it as an attempt to save you when it happened?
No.
Or you was just...
Oh, yeah, I thought he was the most softest dude in the world. Yeah, I'm like, you police dude. But no, looking back on it, I'm so thankful for everything. Yeah. You know, because people always ask me, like, why me? Like, why I'm different, you know, than where I grew up. But, and you know, that's an interesting question. But, yeah, so that's how that happened. Then I ended up graduating. And then, you know, I'm free to just sell drugs and just live that life. And so that's what I aspired to do. And then I ended up getting pulled over.
Okay.
And that's when I caught the charges that led to me getting arrested when I was 22 years old.
Okay. And wow, that's okay. And how long were you inside?
I got sentenced to 10 to 16 months on my guidelines.
Okay.
And then my lawyer ended up getting it broken into half home confinement and then half inside of a federal facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to Butner in North Carolina for half of that 10-month sentence.
Okay. And then you came home.
Yes.
And that's when they said you got to get a job or go to school.
Yes.
And you chose to go to school with J. Sergeant Reynolds.
Yes.
What did you decide to study?
Business administration, business management, and that's why it's like everything led up because that inspired me in a different way, you know. But I met some good people, and I got a little dose of the college experience, and yeah, you know what it did was it affirmed again that I was intelligent. Like when I went there, I was charismatic, like that's just in my nature, and I'm intelligent. So it's like I was able to re-embrace that side of me again, where it's like, you know, you're not dumb, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a criminal, bro.
Like it's being reinforced with like your amount of understanding on subjects, and maybe you got an A on an assignment, or maybe teachers are recognizing you and things.
Well, I
like
won't
that.
say I got no A's, right?
Okay.
But teachers were recognizing me, and other people were just taking to me like I'm a people magnet. So, you know, it was just me being there and, you know, just making friends and teachers, you know, interacting with me and me seeing that I could coexist with regular people again, to be honest with you, you know, instead of just, once you get into that street life, you know, one block is like a whole city. You don't leave what you doing. You just get, your mind is trapped for real. I think that's why they call it a trap, because it's like your mind just gets so engulfed in where you at and what you doing that you lose yourself for real.
Yeah. And people, I feel like people take a lot of pride in the hoods that they come from, and especially when it comes down to like rap music, it's like glorified. The struggle is glorified.
Yeah.
just to kind of go on a different avenue, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the struggle being glorified? Do you feel like it's something that needs to continue going on? Is it more so like a, I guess, motivation for people to keep going? Or how do you feel about that? Especially since you grew up in it, because you got a kind of a bird's eye view to it.
Yeah, so how do I feel about the struggle being glorified?
Yeah.
Dang, that's a good question.
I feel like it's something we don't really talk about.
You know, I feel like first, it's a few things that I probably feel, but one of the first things is what you like, we affirm it by listening to the music over and over again. So it's like a programming. It's like a programming. Like if you, like I used to go to church and they used to have these affirmations that they would say at the beginning of the service, or like the Pledge of Allegiance. We all can say the Pledge of Allegiance right now because we've been programmed over and over. Every day they you know. So it's like I pledge allegiance to the flag, and that's what's happening with the rap music is basically I pledge allegiance to this retarded stuff that I'm doing over and over, because that's all the music we listening to, all my friends listening to it. So we all got the same mindset. We all programmed under a certain regime.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what's really going on. How do I feel about it? It's like, man, we gotta wake up. You know, like we gotta really somebody gotta spark it. Like we gotta start to think differently and think more highly of ourselves, because we glorify the struggle because we almost, I think what it is, we don't believe we could do it.
Yeah. I agree. So we get that we go to Reynolds and we're taking these business administration classes, and we feeling like we being, reintroduced into society. And when does the studying with real estate come in? Was it somebody that came in and said, bro, why don't you do this? Or was it like a TV commercial you saw? How did that start? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, so it was Jay Morrison on World Star. I used to look at World Star Hip Hop every day. And I seen his video, and he was in the back of a Maybach, and he was like, yo, y'all need to wake up.
Like
Jay-Z, y'all keep talking about all this selling drugs, like that show is over with. Like I'm coming, and I'm, you know, we can do this, we can do that. And he was like, I'm a 3-time felon in 3 different states, and I'm winning. And he's in the back of a Maybach with a suit on.
Yeah.
That took the cake for me, and I Googled him. I'm like, and then I watched his videos, and I seen that he was a celebrity realtor. So I went straight to the class the next day.
What class?
The real estate class.
His real estate class?
No,
or?
in Richmond.
Okay.
He's from New Jersey.
Gotcha. Okay.
I decided that I was gonna go straight to the real estate class.
Okay.
That next day.
Oh wow.
And they said they had a 3-month, a month, and a week, and I took the week.
Okay.
And that's where I met the young lady that introduced me to the guy that introduced me to investing and wholesaling. Because I was going for the agency class.
Got you.
And, you know, yeah, that's what did it. It was the Jay Morrison. It was my son. I'm gonna tell this story because this is like really the most powerful story the most powerful part in my transition.
Right.
Is I was with my son, and I told him to get in the front seat, and I'm like, man, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because I never knew what I wanted to be. And then he was just like fidgeting, looking over the hood, like happy just to be in the front seat. And then he's like, you know, and then he's just like, yo, daddy, I want to be just like you. And that changed my life right then and there. I knew I didn't have anything to teach him. And also the twins were in the oven. I had just found out. So that smacked me in the face, was like, we wake up, you got to figure something out. Twins, you already ain't got enough money. You already can't take care of yourself for real. So twins, you know that I got something for you. You know that you're going to drown if you don't get it together. And so I get him that day, and we sit in the car, and then he says he wants to be like me. He's going to first grade, career day, twins, all that. You want to be like me? I got nothing for you. So it immediately changed my life. And then I went home, and I looked at that World Star Hip Hop video where I seen Jay Morrison. And then that's when I knew it. Right after I seen him sitting in the back of the Maybach, felon.
Yeah.
It's over with. I went straight there the next day, and that's how I got into it.
So this was a real estate agent class. So are you a real estate agent as well?
No.
Okay.
I passed my national and PSI exams, but I didn't hang my license with anybody because I found out about wholesaling and I found out about investing.
Okay.
So I found out about that from somebody in that class.
Okay, I got you. And is there a stipulation between wholesaling and real estate agents? Like, are you not able to be a real estate agent if you're wholesaling?
No.
Okay.
It's actually a wholesaling. I'm sorry. Being a real estate agent it comes with ethical laws.
Okay.
Like being a real estate agent, you have to operate by ethics. Like there's no real court of law.
Okay.
Like a lawyer has like the bar. And you know what I'm saying? So the real estate agents thing, it's like ethics and stuff like that. Like if you are to be a wholesaler or an investor, you have to disclose that you're an agent. But by me not being an agent, I could just be like, yo, let me buy your house. And also if you're an agent, it's just like, you know, you get a commission.
Got you.
So I don't knock people being agents because I know a lot of agents that do well.
Yeah.
But you know, I was really interested in taking ownership and taking profits.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wanted to take profits over like trying to just like hustle up the commissions and stuff.
Yeah, real estate, being a real estate agent, I feel like it's more so like you eat what you kill.
Yeah.
Not no salary. Like you gotta literally be boots on the ground hustling.
Well, that's both lanes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the eat what you kill thing, you gotta if you dependent on anybody to feed you or put something on your plate, then you know, you probably not gonna have as much as you want. You're always probably gonna want seconds. But if you could eat what you kill, then you can have as much as you want.
Okay.
So what I do is eat what you kill. Like nobody's, but I think that the difference is they have to eat what they kill, and then they have to pay somebody out of that.
I
you see what I'm saying?
I like that.
So it's like, whereas I still have to pay somebody, but I got to pay my team, and I'm paying out percentages of the profit.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
I like that analogy. I love that. That makes it make so much sense in my brain.
yeah.
See, I might got a little bit ADHD because I go from this topic to that.
Nah,
topic.
I love
so
it.
Now, so now I'm wondering, did you ever speak at a career day? Has it been a career day that you were invited to?
Actually, the crazy thing about it is, I literally just spoke at a career day at George Wythe now, which is formerly George Wythe, but is now known as Richmond School for the Arts. Okay. So yeah, we did a career day over there. I think that was like 2 weeks ago. Okay. What message is it that you want to send on career day? I just want to be visible. Okay. I just want to tell people like, yo, I come from here. I come from this environment. I come from what you come from. You can do you can do what I'm doing, you know? That's really what I want to, you know, share with those kids when I go there, and just be a resource to them, something tangible that they can hold on to, take home and apply. Yeah, I'm talking about myself. Okay. Yeah, like some tangible, like I'm tangible. Okay. Like you can call me. Okay. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? I'm here for you. Like that's pretty much what I feel like my purpose is in life now. Okay. You know, like I've made money and stuff like that, but now I just want to give myself, because like that will be hit harder instead of me just making money for myself. Yeah. You know, that ain't gonna really change the world. And okay, so going back to this 2 years, because I'm being selfish with this podcast because I'm not making no money off of this podcast. Right. It's been about a year. Right. A year and 2 months. Right. What gave you the momentum to keep going, even when you weren't making money? Well, you got kids. I ain't got no kids to look at and tell me they want to be like me. Yeah. So I need some help. Yeah, I feel you. So here's what I will say. Okay. If you love it, then it's for you. Because like you gotta, or if your why is big enough, let me say it like that. Yeah. If your reason why you doing something is big enough, then you will continue to stick with it. So work on your why, like, you know, work on your reasoning. you know what I mean, reason why you do it. And what kept me going was because I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be a role model. I wanted to be somebody that I wanted to figure it out. So like if you're doing a podcast and whatever your reasoning is, if it's that I want to reach this type of person and change this type of situation, like whatever it is you want to do, hone in on your why, and also just know that like quitters never win, and it's never failure. It's always like temporary lessons. You know what I mean? But you gotta love it and you gotta push hard. Your reason gotta be wide enough because you gotta lean into it all the way so that you can like fail and then come off of that failure and then push harder because you might get knocked back a couple steps.
Yeah.
So then you gotta push harder to go past that failure to another failure.
Yeah.
Then you gonna hit another wall. Then you might get knocked back a couple. Then you gotta push harder past that last failure to another failure, and like till you get to the top. All failure is the best teacher.
Yeah.
Like you gotta embrace failure, because that means that you leaning all the way to the edge of your knowledge. And if you keep going and get to another failure, now you have expanded and got smarter and got bigger and got stronger and faster.
That's what I'm learning. Especially with a lot of different things, because I've bought into businesses that haven't went well. Crypto. Oof. Yeah, lost a lot of money in crypto. I always say, like, I don't feel like nobody around me has lost as much money as me. But, you know, it always come back.
Yeah.
But still, you never know when it's going to come back. It's just you got to just keep trusting and believing in God. I always say, like, I feel like this is the biggest podcast in the world. I feel like you speak things into existence and it comes true. I definitely believe in manifestation and affirmations.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're going through it
and
you're not seeing results.
Yeah.
So you've basically, like you said, you've done wholesaling, fix and flips, and rentals.
Yes.
The first thing that you did was wholesaling.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the hardest strategy to master out of those three? Or do you feel like you've mastered them?
Yeah, I will say I feel like I'm an expert in all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
But I don't know which one. I'm still working to mastery.
Okay.
I won't even say that like I've completely mastered it right now.
I got you.
You know, I'm working on that.
Okay.
I'm getting to that place. I'm really close.
Okay.
But I think the fix and flip aspect, because I'm not very like knowledgeable about handiwork, and so it's like you got to depend on a lot of people, and people are different, and it's just like you got to be sort of hands on. So, you know, that was kind of like one of those things where it's like it's hard to do that in California. You know what I mean? Because I can't pull up on the property, but I could put systems in place, and that's what I'm all about. So it's kind of equally yoked when it comes to mastery, really, because systems are important. Like, you know, a vision is what fuels momentum. You know, like if people can see the vision, then they'll like buy in. Like, you know, we call it like obsessive ownership. So like if I'm a part of your podcast, I'm working for you on your podcast, and it's like the culture is crazy. It's like I'm talking to people like it's mine. That's like obsessive ownership. Like, yo, I own, like, that's my podcast too. I ain't saying it like that, but that's how I'm coming. Like, yo, you gotta talk, you gotta hear us, yo. Like, our joint is crazy. And it's like, you know, it's your thing for real. I'm just a part of it, supporting you, but I got obsessive ownership. So I think that's the most important thing in any endeavor.
Okay.
So it's like if you could build a culture up to the point where you can have people like that, then it's gonna be successful. So, and I think that's what you gotta master.
Okay.
You gotta master that type of stuff, and then you can move in any lane, and it's like it'll all be it'll all follow suit, because each person that plays a role owns it. You know what I'm saying? And they passion. They ain't thinking about, oh, I've been working 8 hours, I gotta clock out. It's like, nah, I'm gonna get this done the best way I can. Okay.
I would say for me, fixing flips, I for the same reason that you do, contractors. I do not like. I have not found one yet that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use them for everything. Or, you know, I've had a lot of issues with contractors. But I did make my biggest profit flipping a property in Northside. Even though the construction was awful. If you're watching, you know who you are. You know who you are, but it was awful. However, the thing that saved me was it was 2 new construction properties that was being built right in front of my house.
Oh, wow.
Which just skyrocketed the value.
Yeah.
So location. That's what I always say. And while I want to get to talking about like a little bit of challenges, then we'll talk about some success. What is the biggest loss or a bad deal that you've ever taken?
Ooh, that hit me in the gut.
Yeah.
The biggest loss that I've had, I did a flip, whereas I thought it was gonna be 4 bedrooms,
Okay.
but it didn't pass the code. The ceiling height didn't pass the code, and so it didn't appraise for nearly as much as I wanted it to, and so I ended up having to shave. I ended up getting shaved.
Yeah.
Took a L. Yeah.
God dang.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. If you had to start over from scratch today with no money, how would you rebuild? You can keep all the knowledge you got now,
Oh
but
yeah.
no money. Yeah.
That's the real money, to be honest
The
with
knowledge.
you. Yeah, the knowledge, the intellectual property. Like, people think real estate, real property is like the most important property, but it's really about the intellectual, the mind, the stuff that you learn and implement and learn and, get wisdom from, like, your mistakes. That's the money. That's the value. That's how that changes everything. So I would just market myself properly. It's really all about marketing. Everything is about marketing. Everything we do, everywhere we eat, everywhere we live is based around marketing. I mean, somebody marketed it to you properly, to the way you liked it, and you was like, I want that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just what we got to do. We have to be able to market and position ourselves properly to people be like, yo, I want to do business with you. And that and that means you have to have the principles. Like, you have to have integrity. You have to be genuine about your, you know what I'm saying? All of these things, people can feel these things. They can feel if you're trying to swindle them and feel if you lying to them. So you have to be good within yourself and have, like I said, that's the part you got to master.
Okay.
And then because master your greatness is not what you get. It's like really who you become. So once you master yourself, then you are greatness. You greatness in motion. So like if I had to start over right now, like I'm literally, all of my accomplishments are me. Like, I am that. So I would be so attractive to my target audience that they would just want to do business with me right off bat. I wouldn't have to prove myself or anything at this point because of how I carry myself for real.
Okay.
People can feel that.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
that's what I think.
I like that. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are back with the one, not the two, Mr. Eric Hunter. He'd have been dropping knowledge on y'all. I feel like this is a masterclass. I might need to make y'all pay for this one. But we back, and as I say, I usually say this at the end, but I feel like time is our greatest asset, so I definitely appreciate you for sharing some of yours with us today.
For sure.
Jay Morrison.
Yeah.
Because I know that's the guy. I mean, that wake up video was something that made a lot of people stop and think and be like, dang, I must be doing this the wrong way. However, he's he's been in some trouble.
Yeah.
For basically scamming.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that, being that is somebody who got you into real estate? Because, I mean, I feel like we all here for a reason.
Yeah.
That may have been, he got a lot of people up out the mud, I feel like.
Yeah.
But now that you see that it was all kind of marketing or media.
Yeah.
Or a fake.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Man, I got to lead with the positive.
Yes, sir.
And say he got me to think. He really did. And he got me to think hard enough that I went to the class and did real estate. Then I met somebody, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
So
yep.
I will say that everything in life has a purpose. Even a roach got a purpose.
Okay.
So I feel like he had a purpose, or he has a purpose that he was there to fulfill, and he just took advantage of it in the wrong way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he might have did it before that video some too, and that was just his MO. So, starting with the positive, I'm gonna say that, I gotta give him his.
I mean, also a marketing genius.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
Yeah, brand genius. Yeah.
So it's like, bro, you got so much going for you.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people, you know what I'm saying, they raise wrong or whatever the case. So, I ain't making no excuses for him at all. So, just getting to the nitty gritty of it. I know people that were there. I know Nigel King. Like, I know Rod Harvey. I know Just Real Estate, Justin. These guys were in his early videos with him. Nigel was with him every video at first. And, I've sat with Nigel, talked with Nigel, looked him in his eyes.
Yeah.
And, the things that, I've heard from people that's just been close to him, is not good. And so I know, and from seeing the stuff online, the real paperwork from him scamming people, I'm definitely disappointed. I'm definitely disappointed in him,
Did you invest?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because we realized, before, even when he was doing that, we had realized a long time ago that he didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like in his videos, he would be like working out deals, and like people that do deals know that like that don't add up.
The numbers weren't working.
Yeah, and then people that I knew that knew him, they was like, yo, Eric, we would sit with him. I would teach him something, and then he would go make a video like he already knew it. So, you know what I'm saying? It was already word going around like in the industry that he didn't know what he was doing. The
inside, like the people who were actually doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I'm very disappointed in him, man. But, again, it actually fires me up to do my purpose, because, it's just that's just all the more reason and all the more explanation of what we need. So, we always have that for real.
Yeah.
We always end up wanting to cut a corner. Yeah. That's our MO in our culture. So it actually ain't surprised me, man. That's the crazy part. But I'm very disappointed.
That's big of you to say that it didn't surprise you. I think it surprised a lot of people, more so because they invested in it. Yeah. But like you said, you actually do this. So you could see the writing on the wall.
So we already knew.
I
already knew that. So that, when I found out that he didn't know what he was talking about, that surprised me. But when the trust fund came about and all that stuff went down, that didn't surprise me, because people, you know what I'm saying? We already knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want to spend too much time on him. I wanted to pick your brain about that. I thought that was an interesting situation. Systems. Yeah. Because when it comes to wholesaling, it's a lot of cold calling that people talk about.
Yep.
We've seen the signs. We buy ugly houses. Yep. Come whatever your house looks like, we'll buy them. Most of the time, those are wholesalers with those signs up. But now, what I've learned is that a lot of people hire virtual assistants, and they may pay them like $4 or $5 an hour or something like that. People from the Philippines. It's a whole website. It's a whole operation that people have with wholesaling. And I met a guy who is making, he's spending $200,000 per month on marketing, and he's bringing home about $400 wholesaling. So I guess I'm wondering, what systems do you have in place? Are you doing the door knocking and cold calling yourself, or are you at a space where you have all of these things running and you just kind of are overseeing it?
Yeah, so that's pretty much where I am.
Okay.
I oversee a team of about 8 people.
Okay.
I don't necessarily oversee it. I only have pretty much like 1 or 2 people that report to me. They handle the rest of the team. I know who the team players are.
And I want to get specific. So who are the people that's reporting to you? What do they do?
So I have an executive assistant. Like,
okay.
Bethany is my executive assistant.
Shout out to Bethany.
Yeah, she pretty much is like me.
Okay.
She's smarter than me though, but in my business, she's respected like me.
Okay.
So she kind of talks to all the other managers of the other businesses that I have.
Okay.
She talks to my partners and other businesses I have. She talks to the managers in my companies, and she sets the expectation.
Okay.
Then, like, the managers, like, I have a person that manages wholesaling.
Okay.
My business, my whole business, the whole team, all the VAs, all the systems, everything. And we talk directly. That's our executive team. So
Okay.
that's how that goes. And then, under her, we have acquisitions, dispositions, what I'm saying, cold callers, we have VAs, we have stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to build this team?
Like I said, it's been a work in progress, and it's always changing. It's like,
Yeah.
We continuing to grow, and we continue to figure out new things and new ways to, like, get more efficient for real. So it's still
still building.
Yeah.
It's always building.
Yeah.
And what year? Because I don't think we talked about it. What year did you start
Real estate?
Real estate. Yeah.
2013, early 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been about 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what's up. Okay. So systems, you said we got the VAs, cold callers. Who else is in? Because you said you have other businesses too.
Yes.
So is this all under one umbrella?
Yes.
LLC or
no? So my real estate stuff is under one under umbrella LLC.
okay.
Yes.
So the wholesale and fix and flip rentals, that's under one LLC.
No, so real estate is under one umbrella LLC with other businesses under it. Like the wholesaling is separate, the real estate investment, the fix and flips are separate,
Okay.
and the rentals are separate.
Okay. I got you.
And my coaching is separate.
And okay.
Yeah. So the wholesaling business has the VAs, acquisition manager, disposition manager, transaction coordinator, and the manager that runs that.
Okay.
My fix and flips is contractors.
Got you.
Yeah, and my property managers and things like that, project manager.
Mm-hmm.
And then my rental company is property managers, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Just property managers.
Okay. So you have rental properties. How many rental properties do you have?
I think I got like 9.
Some people lose count.
Nah.
Yeah.
I got like 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm struggling with one.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got like over 30 tenants though, because we rent it out by the
Okay.
bed. So I rent out to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we do like room in the house type.
Is it like a sober living type situation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good money in there too.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's okay. What is the most profitable out of all of your businesses?
The most profitable.
Well, before that, we didn't talk about your other businesses.
Mm-hmm.
What other businesses do you have?
Oh yeah, so I got those 3 businesses.
Okay.
Then I have coaching and consulting.
Yes.
And then I have a logistics company.
Okay.
So we it's only one Sprinter van. We just started that.
Okay.
So we got that, and that's doing okay.
Okay.
And then I'm just getting licensed in mental health.
Okay. It's hard to do that logistics though too, because I feel like it's saturated, so it's hard to kind of get contracts. Have you been experiencing that? Or
I'm not really involved.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? That was something that I kind of started with my partner so that I can let them run it.
Okay.
And just kind of benefit on the back end for real.
I got you. So are you also lending money?
I'm not necessarily lending, but
Or have you thought about it? I'm wondering.
I will.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I have and I will, but that's not like a business model per se.
Okay. The only other person I had up here that does what you do, kind of, so he does a little bit of host. His name is Chuck Glover. We did an episode with him.
Yeah, Chuck.
You know Chuck? Yeah, he's a private money lender.
I know Chuck. He knows me.
Yeah, I know he does. He does that, and he came up here and talked a little bit about how he has a class on teaching people how to lend money and stuff like that.
Chuck's cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
I love him. He did not want to do a deal. And thank God he didn't. He didn't want to do a deal that I really wanted to do. He was like, Brianna, you're not gonna make any money off it. I was like,
I want to do it though.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Sucks when the numbers don't work, but you love it.
Yeah, it was my family's property. But somebody else did want to do it. I forgot what his name was. You will know him too. I'm gonna find his number in my phone when we done with this. But which one is the most profitable? Back to that question.
Fix and flip.
Fix and flip. Okay.
And so here's the thing. whichever one, the one that's the most has been the most profitable is the one that I lean the most into.
Okay,
So it's
that's a
like,
bar.
yeah. So it's like I'm doing wholesaling full time. I'm in it full time. It's the most profitable. When I move on to fixing flips, and like the problem is I don't have the right team, so my bandwidth is only but so wide. So when I move to fixing flips, this gets neglected. So now I'm bringing the money up in this, and this is kind of going down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of goes like that until now. Now where I built that structure where it's like, hey, we're setting this baby up and this is going to run like this and continue to scale no matter whether Eric's around or not.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
So-
you have a team in place. Because so I would, well, I mean, they're not going to work as hard as you on your stuff.
But that's why I was telling you about obsessive ownership,
Okay.
because they are.
Okay.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
see how we close that loop.
Yep.
I got you.
Yep. When you build that culture up and you really become like a great leader and you focus on that and you really pay attention to it, then you can build a culture up to where people have that obsessive ownership and now they're running the company like it's theirs.
Okay.
You know, like even with my NYM stuff, it's like everybody in NYM has obsessive ownership.
Okay.
They rock their jackets and they talk about it like
And
it's
that's
theirs.
the coaching?
No, that's my that's the nonprofit organization we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we didn't talk about that either. Wait a minute. What NY, what's that?
That's how Lili's a part of that.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. We were just
Yeah.
talking over dinner. She was like, y'all got to interview Eric.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's the Instagram? I'll hit him up right now.
Nah, for sure. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it really hasn't started yet, but
Okay.
you know what I mean? We've been doing some things in the city, but people,
Okay.
you know, they really gonna know our name when we turn this corner. We're working on some other stuff in the background, but NYM really hasn't even started yet. But you'll start to see that. But
Because
yeah,
when she was up here, she said, because I asked her, like, what are you investing in? She was like, well, I'm investing in some, like, mental health thing, but I can't talk about it right now.
yeah,
And I tried to, like, go back to it and was like, okay, so what you said you was investing in
Yeah.
mental health? She was like, well, I'll talk to you about it off air. And we never did.
yeah.
So is this...
No, that's not that. That's her
some-
business. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
something different.
But if
then.
you look
Okay.
on her page or my page, like you'll see the toy drive that we did.
Okay.
And you'll probably see some other videos with me, Troy, and a bunch of other people like in the city. Megan, Jasmine, Aunt Marshall, Jate, Nikki. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got a good thing going. You know, Abdul Haq is a part of that. And yeah, we really pushing.
Man, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much again for coming. I can't keep saying that enough because you done dropped so much gems, so much knowledge. I know you got places to be, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. I like to wrap it up with our favorite quote, and if you don't have one, you done dropped enough, so you ain't got to say nothing. In a book that you are reading. So I'll start with me. I'll give you some time to think. My favorite quote is, "You have to be odd to be number one," and that's by Dr. Seuss. And the book I'm reading right now, I believe it's called All About Love by Bell Hooks. And the reason why I'm reading that is because the last two people that came up here said they was reading it. And it's all about like self-love. I thought it was going to be like a romantic type of novel, but it's really about how love or lack of affected you from childhood to now, and why you may do certain things because you weren't loved in this way, or why you may have abandonment issues because like it get real deep into the psyche of, I guess, why you aren't comfortable in certain situations. I wasn't expecting it. So I'm like, dang, y'all got a camera on me or something? It's crazy. But anyways, go ahead if you got some.
Yeah, no, I got a book that I'm about to start reading. I ain't
Okay.
reading no book right now, but I got two quotes for you. The first one is don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. You know, like a lot of times we look at life like, why is this happening to me? Instead of like, or what is this trying to get me to understand? You see what I'm saying? What's the lesson in this thing?
Yeah.
Right? And then the next quote is, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
Okay.
You know?
I like that.
And the book is Flip by Nick Ruiz.
Okay.
It's like a 100-page book.
Oh, that ain't bad. You can get through that. Shoot, I might need to download that joint tonight.
For sure.
Maybe on Audible or something. Let it talk to me.
Yeah.
your social media, Instagram, if y'all want to connect with Mr. Eric. I'm sure y'all will after this episode. It is on Instagram at Major League Bully. Is spelled Major League Billy.
Billy, yeah, Billy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I said bully. Major League Billy. What other avenues can we reach you at?
Yeah,
so he got his cell phone right here on the page, y'all. So if y'all is this for people who have deals for you, or just for
anybody?
Okay. So cell phone number 804-933-8777. I shot him a DM to come on the podcast, y'all. He right back.
Yep.
So what else you got going on? How can we support you?
Yeah, definitely. In my Master Your Moment RVA.
Okay.
At Master Your Moment RVA, y'all definitely follow that and just be on the lookout for a lot of stuff that's going to be coming, where we really going to be bringing the resources to the community. Like I said, for the most part, me and my team, we're moving me into a 90-10 role, where it's like I'm going to spend 90% in giving back and just engaging with the community to really help the people get it. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Drops mic. I ain't got nothing else to say, y'all. The Ballers is in the house tonight, so y'all never know who coming on the show. Y'all never know who we got the connections to, but thank you so much again for being here. We gonna wrap it up. Peace, blessings,
peace and love. Yeah, thank you so much, Bree.
Yes, sir. That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap.